Hello everyone, this is Zeroraptor coming at you with the test, Hypothesis Rising. This is the second game in the test trilogy. Last time I got the code word gifted because according to the previous test, I am considered that of a natural leader, which I don't really, again, I don't see myself being, but I do get a lot of comments from my coworkers saying that one, I work too hard. Nope, they're say hi to Optimus for me. One, I work too hard, and two, I'm a good lead. I don't know how to feel about that, because if my friends from grade school were to see that result, I feel like they would think very differently because back then I really didn't give off those vibes. I mean, yeah, a lot can change in 10, 20 years after grade school. But I don't know, some people stay the same. I feel like I've really stayed true to myself. I guess I've got a bit more confident since then. Yeah, anyways, let's see what this test has to offer, because I'm curious, like, the first game went through so much depth. I don't know what this and the third game is gonna bring. Hopefully this will not freeze because that was really annoying in the first game, like freezing up on me and then I had to restart it. I mean, I see that they have a continue option here, but I don't know if that's gonna work if the game freezes on me. Oh jeez, what is this text? I feel like this text was a lot cleaner when I saw Markiplier play this one. So I don't know why they changed the font like that. Before experiencing the test Hypothesis Rising, it is highly recommended that you played its prequel, the test, first before venturing into this experience. You will stand to gain a lot more from this experience if you played the test first, and this examination will also make a bit more sense as it carries on from where the last examination left off. I would like to urge you to go and play the test now before venturing forward and follow the instructions listed throughout the game, as you will certainly get a bigger benefit overall by taking the tests in the order they were meant to be taken in. Would you like to close this game now so you can have the opportunity to play the test first? You will not get a chance to exit the game until the experience is over if you choose to continue now. I already played the test. Wonderful news. We can continue. Am I gonna use my code word? Oh. Oh yeah, there's a dialogue image now. Hello and welcome to my office. It's truly a pleasure to see you today. Please don't freeze on me. Please excuse the mess. I haven't had a chance to clean up yet. Now, I don't want to take up too much of your time with blibber blabber nonsensical speak, so I'll just get straight to the point. Sometimes we have to ask ourselves life's tough questions. There's one question in particular I'd like for you to ask yourself. Are you happy? And when I say happy, I don't mean content. Being content is great, but it's not the same as being happy. I want to help you. I want to inspire you to be the best that you can be. I want to inspire you to be the happiest version of yourself. I want to see you grow, inside and out. Now, how do we accomplish this, you might be asking? Good question. Allow me to explain. I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and you are going to answer them with 100% entire honesty. And when I say 100% entire honesty, I mean 100% entire honesty. Think about it. You do want to be happy, don't you? You wouldn't want to do something so bold as to tempt fate by lying, would you? I mean, what do I have to gain by lying? I mean, fate knows where I'm going, right? Just remember, if you lie, the only person you're lying to is yourself. The only person who will suffer from this is you. And believe me, you will suffer. But I've already suffered enough. Not to mention the fact that whether you tell the truth or not, I'll know. But that's another story. Let's be moving on, shall we? We've wasted enough time explaining what we're going to be doing. Just remember, we all want to be good people. We all want to give the answers that we feel lend the most desirable human traits within ourselves. But sometimes, good people do bad things. And sometimes we don't always have desirable traits as humans. I cannot express enough just how important it is to be truly honest while answering these questions, no matter how uncomfortable the truth may make you. Now, it's time to get into the real meat of this experience. It's time for you to get the advice that you deserve. As you read questions and scenarios during this process, I want you to create your own circumstances and build your own bridges to arrive at the answer that best suits your own psyche. If you've never experienced a scenario being asked of you, then simply imagine that you have to try to assume how you might feel in that situation. I'd like to invite you to pour a glass of water, sit back, and relax as we unfold your fate and the secret to overcoming the next hurdle in your life. Well, I got myself my cup of tea. We're going to start with some basic, easy questions. Haha, easy? According to whom? If you answer these questions twice, your advice may change. It's not just about answering the questions, it's about many different variables. Many different factors are at play here, including the amount of time taken to answer proposed questions. With that being said, it's far more important to actually take your time and think about how honest of an answer you're giving before you give it. Whatever you do, do not rush the process. Time is your best friend here. You'll see what I mean soon enough. And here we go. Do you feel uncomfortable right now? Well, I mean, we're still in the same room as the previous game, since previous game got remastered, which is just a copy-paste of this. So no. Are you nervous? Not really. Do you feel cold? Actually, I'm burning up. Do you feel sad? Not currently. Have you ever hurt someone because you were hurting, even though they didn't deserve it? No, usually when I'm hurting, I keep it to myself. Do you crave acceptance by others? I used to. Not so much anymore. So, not currently. Have you ever lost a loved one? Yes. Do you know what heartbreak feels like? Oh, yes. Do you believe in demons? Yeah, everyone's got their demons. Do you believe in curses? I believe in the curse of executive meddling, messing up so many IPs out there. So, sure. Would you consider yourself to be spiritual? Yeah, I guess to some degree. Are you afraid of dying alone? No. If there was undeniable proof that a ghost was haunting you, would you continue to live in your home? I mean, there's some good ghosts out there. If it's a helpful ghost, I'm like, I wouldn't mind sticking around. Help me with the dishes or something. Have you ever seen an object mysteriously move without being touched? No? Don't believe I have. Do you believe that it's possible for a game to summon supernatural forces into your life without you knowing it? Ah, jeez. No. Would you like to make more friends? Not really. The amount of friends I have now is pretty sufficient. Would you consider yourself to be a good friend? I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't intentionally try to be a bad friend. That's like sometimes miscommunication happen, but I try to rectify it. Do you feel lonely? No. But I am talking to you. Do you make friends easily? I don't know. This is a really weird question. I have friends, but I don't remember how I befriend people. It's just like, it happens. And yeah, I guess I make friends easily, but I don't know how I do it. Because I'm not the type to approach someone. Usually other people approach me. Do you tend to avoid drama where possible? Yes, and apparently drama avoids me. My high school life was pretty drama-free. Have you ever had a near-death experience? Yes. Do you like horror movies? Not my thing. It's all very interesting. Have you played the test? Yes. That's the spirit. Have you played the horoscope? Never heard of it. Give it a whack. I'm totally not biased or anything. Do you watch porn? I mean, I'm a full-grown adult. I don't watch it all the time. I'm like, once in a while, yeah. Would you consider yourself to be a hard worker? Apparently that's a common complaint at work. Do you have a low opinion of yourself? Yeah, I still do to some degree. Would you consider yourself to be a confident person? Depends on the situation. Other situations I'd be like, F this shit, I'm out. Would you help an old lady cross the street even if you were running late for an appointment? I've never had this happen to me. But I'm like, first of all, why is an old lady out in the open? Because there's been like, not in my area particularly, but there's been a lot of instances where like old people have been going missing. You know, you get to that age where you don't remember where you live, so you go out for a walk and you're like, how do I get back now? I feel like if I help them across the street, I might be helping them get more lost. So, I would say no. I mean, also, I wouldn't want to, like, come off as being, like, shady or anything. If you have an old individual on the street, their family should know where they are. Although that doesn't happen all the time. Would you kill all of your neighbor's pets just to save one of your own? If there's zombies, yes. I mean, I love my iguana, and I'll do anything for her, because she's my baby. Have you ever tried to smother yourself with a pillow to see if you can actually suffocate yourself? Does it count if I was lying face down? Does that count as smothering? Because, like, I've laid face down in my pillow sometimes, just to, like, see if I could breathe through it. But, I mean, it's not something I intentionally do to kill myself. So, no, I don't smother myself, but I like to lay face down in my pillow sometimes. Have you been caught dancing when you thought no one was watching? No, I suck at dancing. Have you ever tried to roll your eyes back so far just to see if they really get stuck? Nope, never been a curiosity of mine. Have you ever played a practical joke that you regret pulling on someone? No, I'm not really a practical joker. Are you streaming live right now? No, my computer would be struggling. Are you recording this gameplay session right now? Yes, coincidentally. If I told you that I was watching you play this game right now, would you believe me? No, you're just an avatar, or NPC. If you've left a comment for me at any point in time, I've read your words. Does this bother you? No. If you've left a comment for me, does it make you feel positive that I've paid attention to what you've taken the time to write? No. I mean, there's tons of comments out there. It's impossible to read it all if you're popular. Do you understand that no matter what, I appreciate you? I guess, but you're just an NPC that's programmed to appreciate me? I really do. Okay. Are you afraid of snakes? No. Snakes are pretty cool. Do you believe in magic? No, I believe in magical science. Have you cried in the last month? Yes, because I watched a really, really touching movie. Do you have a hero? Not really. Do you typically learn from your mistakes? Yeah. Do you enjoy outdoor activities? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be lazy? I wouldn't say lazy, but unmotivated. So, yeah. I have a lot of projects I want to do, and I also have a full-time job, so it's kind of a struggle to figure out which projects to focus on while I'm still gotta set aside time to sleep and work. Do you sometimes find it's difficult to stay motivated? Oh, what a coinkydink. Yes, because sometimes I'll be trying to focus on a project and then I have ideas for another project, so it's just like I get motivated and then I start going ADHD on different projects, and yeah. You put the needs of others before yourself. Sometimes, not all the times. I would say most of the time I do, and yeah. Would your friends and family describe you as kind? No, they describe me as stingy, even though I haven't really splurged that much. Have you ever cheated in a relationship? Nope. Have you ever been cheated on in a relationship? Supposedly, I don't know. Maybe. I mean, it was a weird breakup. I don't know what to think of it, but I would say no, because there's a lot of weird thing that happened there. Would you consider yourself to be judgmental? Everyone's judgmental to some degree. Are you a hero to someone else? I think someone once told me that they think of me as their role model. I don't know if they're a hero. That's a little more elevated there. So, no. Do you love animals? Yes. Have you ever found a family member member on Tinder and wanted to hit them with a super like just to make shit real awkward. No, I'm not on Tinder at all. Yeah, me neither. Do you enjoy drinking alcohol? I mean, I don't actively seek it out, but no, I sometimes I will, but not all the time. Are you intoxicated right now? Nope. Well, that makes one of us. Hiccup. Do you like the praise? Do you like the phrase "sneaky snake"? Yes, it kind of rolls off the tongue. Are these questions a bit strange to you? Not really. Kind of random though. Do you have a vivid imagination? I might. But it only happens at night, so I don't know. I mean, if I see lights flickering in a hallway, like, I don't imagine what might be behind the corner. I'd be like, oh, that light is very annoying. Because it's flickering. Do you feel uncomfortable in large social settings? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be antisocial? Because antisocial is not being, like, it's not being introvert. Being introvert is very different from being antisocial. Antisocial is like, wouldn't even have the capacity to consider socializing with other people. You're kind of just like a blank slate. So in that regard, yeah, I do tend to be antisocial because like a lot of people they would like invite me to like hang out with them and it's not like I don't have time, but it's just that it's something that I don't really feel like doing. So, yeah, to that degree, yeah. Do you hold a grudge for long periods of time? Yeah, but it's really hard for me to even develop a grudge. Like, you have to do something pretty shitty to me to make me have a grudge. Have you ever urinated in public? Out in the open? No. Public restrooms? Yes. So, I'm assuming they mean out in the open. Do you like pineapple on your pizza? Well, yeah. It's tasty. I knew I liked you. Ah, fate is daring today, isn't he? Would you consider yourself to be selfish? I think everyone is selfish to some degree, cause like you gotta live for yourself too. You can't always live for other people. Then if anything happens, you always fault. Oh, it's not my fault. It's other people's fault. So yeah, I need to think about myself too, not just everyone else. Do you think you've got a big ego? No, I don't think so. Would you consider yourself kinky? I mean, I did make that one video. Have you ever masturbated into a fishbowl? First of all, I don't even have a fishbowl, so I guess that's a no. Well, then you can't be that. What the? I'm not gonna ask fate. Would you consider yourself to be religious? Currently, actually, not really. In general. Would you consider yourself to be temperamental? What does that mean again? Moody, irritable, or sensitive, erratic, okay, so, that definitely not me. I have a pretty even temper, so no. If you had to kill someone to save your own life, but you knew they didn't deserve it, would you do it? I mean, survival of the fittest. Interesting. Would you sacrifice your own life for a complete stranger? No, because what if that stranger turns out to be evil? Even more interesting. Have you ever been inside of a burning building? No, and I hope I don't have to. I mean, I would know like the basic steps to get out of a burning building, but so far I have not had that opportunity and I hope I don't need it. Have you ever been to a funeral? Yes. If you could attend your own funeral before you died, would you take the opportunity to do so? No, spoilers. If you could see into the future but you were told that it would only reveal the absolute worst of what's in store for you, would you still look? Well, I don't need to look into the future. I know what's coming, so no. If you had the power to stop time, would you use it to do something you know you shouldn't do? No, I mean, don't mess with time, because time's gonna mess things up for everyone else. If you had the power to remove one person from Earth, never to return again, would you use it? No, because sometimes history is there to make us better as a whole, regardless of how dark and undesirable it is. If I told you that I understand you better than you understand yourself, would you believe me? Well, I mean, you're asking all these questions, so I would assume so, yes. If someone threatened to kill you, would your first response be to react in violence? Depends on the threat. If the threat is immediate, then yes. If the threat is kind of like passive, no. But I mean, if they want to kill me, then yes. If a stranger stole money from you to support their drug addiction, would you forgive them if they apologized to you? No, get off your addiction. If a family member said something nasty about you behind your back, would you confront them about it directly? This has happened. Yeah, I've done it. It didn't end well, but I have done it. If you had to eat raw squirrel brains for 3 days to stay alive, would you do it? I mean, tartar is a thing. There could be parasites in there, though. So I wouldn't be alive for long. So no. If I could cook the squirrel brains, yes. If I can't cook it, then no. It's just gonna speed up my death anyways. If you woke up tomorrow and none of your family remembered who you were, would you choose to leave and start a new life? Well, yeah, I'm not gonna hang around people who see me as a stranger. What's the point? Because then it's like me trying to put in all this effort to get them to remember me, and they're not gonna remember me, so like, what's the point? If a homeless man was clearly sick, freezing, and utterly miserable in the rain, would you be willing him to give him your clothes and walk home naked? I don't know, it feels like most homeless people out there are homeless because they have a drug addiction or something, so I'm just pretty much enabling them by doing this, so no. If someone accidentally hit you in their car but you suffered no injuries whatsoever, would you still be upset with them? Yeah, why aren't you paying attention? Have you looked for any hidden meanings or messages within these questions? Nope. Maybe you should have been. I don't care. Are you wondering if there's a deeper meaning to all this other than just simply answering question after question? Well, I mean, it's a reading into my nature, so there's no other deeper meaning to it. Miracles happen every day, do you agree? I would say somewhere in the world there's a miracle happening. I just don't see it, so sure. Umbrellas aren't worth lugging around and you don't mind getting rained on, do you agree? I'm not a big fan of umbrellas. I'd rather have a rain jacket, so I don't mind getting rained on if I have a rain jacket, so sure. Red is a prettier color than pink, do you agree? Well, finally, we're comparing actual colors. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag blowing in the wind? No, I feel like something else blowing in the wind, like a leaf. Eating in front of people can be awkward, do you agree? No. I'll snarf down my food in front of my friends. What of it? Rings used as a ceremonial wedding gift are so outdated, do you agree? Rings on their own, no. Diamonds, yes. I am for using alternative gemstones, which are more valuable than diamonds anyways. Diamonds are so commonplace, it's kind of ridiculous. So, no, rings are still nice. Like, look at Lord of the Rings. Rings are always going to be nice. Did you realize that the first letter of the last 6 questions when combined spells out the word murder? Nope. Do you know why that is? You made it that way? Does that make you slightly uncomfortable? Not in the slightest. Are you going to start paying closer attention to what you may have gotten yourself into? No. Do you realize it's too late to turn back now? Yeah. Who's here? Do you hear someone in your room? No, the only one in my room would be me and my iguana. Do you see the shadows closing in? Metaphorically or literally? 'Cause literally, no. Do you feel like you're being watched? Well, yeah, my iguana watches me all the time. Except when she's sleeping right now. Did you look around your room a moment ago? Nope, because I know my iguana's got my back. Do you like long walks on the beach? I like long walks in the forest, so no. Do you enjoy giving gifts to people? Yes, I do, actually. Have you ever felt like giving up on life? Oh, jeez. I have, and I still have like little inklings of that feeling, but it's not as bad as before. So, in general, yes, I have felt that. Do you love your family more than you love yourself? Whoa, this is a mixed bag. No, because I spent most of my life trying to find a reason to love my family, and more often than not, they gave me a reason to not love them. So I would say no. Do you have a best friend who's clearly better than the rest of your friends? I wouldn't say she's better, but I do tell her a lot of stuff. I trust her more than my other friends because I just know her better. So I wouldn't say clearly better, but I just trust her more. So sure. Do you think there's some kind of conspiracy behind the coronavirus? No, it's just a virus. It's a plague that happens every once in a while, and we're just in another period of plagueness. Do you believe that you're human? Yes, I bleed a lot. If you could turn invisible, but you could never be visible ever again, once you decide to use your power for the first time, would you ever use it? No, what is this, The Hobbit? If you knew someone was about to rob a convenience store, but you knew that they were doing it to feed their family, would you stop them? No, that's for the police to deal with, not me. If you were stranded on a remote island with a stranger and you were both starving to death, but you found a secret stash of food that they didn't know about, would you share with them? I mean, the stranger could be a dick, so no. If you could turn into an eagle for 1 year, but you wouldn't be able to turn back into a person until that 1 year has passed, would you do it? Sure. I mean, I'm afraid of heights, but maybe being an eagle will help me overcome that. If you had the opportunity to earn riches beyond your wildest dreams by fighting a grizzly bear to the death using nothing but a machete and an army helmet, would you do it? That's kind of animal cruelty, for one thing. And secondly, it's like, so you're basically telling me, like, would you take another life just to have incredible riches? Which is, it's terrible. I mean, I'll fight another person, but the bear is like just being a bear. It hasn't done anything to me that deserves that, so no. If you had to pick one basic food item to eat exclusively for an entire year, would you choose potatoes? Sure, I mean, you could do a lot of things with potatoes. You can mash them, fry them, stick them in a stew. So, yes. If pizza screamed in agony every time you bite into a piece, would you still continue to eat pizza? Yes, because I'm not afraid of eating a Disney character. I'm just that morbid, you know? I think ProZD made a video kind of like that too. So, yeah, I mean, that's just your fate, little pizza. If your best friend got bit in the genitals by a highly venomous snake and the only way to save their life was to suck the venom out of their genitals, would you do it to save them? That is a misconception. You cannot suck... Excuse me. You cannot suck venom out. Because once venom goes in, the bloodstream is already carrying it down their vein. So they're just suck... Once they gets inside, you're just sucking their blood at that point. There's no way you're going to be able to be quick enough to get that venom out. But in this scenario, apparently you can. So yes, it'll be awkward and uncomfortable, but yes. Was that question difficult to answer? No, it's just weird. Do you feel mortal? Yes, very. Do you enjoy loud music? Not all the time. Only when I'm super angry. Do you feel awkward when you dance in front of others? Yes, because I don't know how to dance. Do you suffer from anxiety disorder? I have anxiety attacks when my acrophobia gets triggered, but other than that, no. Do you ever feel depressed? A long time ago, not currently, so yes in general. You're not alone. I know I'm not. Do you feel relaxed? No, I don't know how to relax. Do you think you have a guardian angel watching over you? Nope. My life is my own. Do you ever hear your name being called when no one could have called it? Yes. I'm going to take special note of that one. I mean, sometimes I'd be like... It's like auditory hallucinations, you know? It's not something that's supernatural. It's just like, you know, auditory hallucinations. Like sometimes you see things out of the corner of your eyes. That's a visual hallucination. But it's not something that happens all the time. It just happens occasionally. Do Do you always look both ways before crossing the road? Yes. I don't want to get killed by a car. Do you wash your hands every day? Yes. Do you feel uncomfortable using public restrooms? No. I mean, they're there for a reason. Is winter your favorite season? Yes, because there's no mosquitoes. Do you know anyone named Josh? Yes. Are you wondering why the last question is relevant? Yes. Are you allergic to any animals? No, fortunately. Have you ever thought about an animal in a sexual way? No. But have you ever been in love? Yeah. Would you consider yourself to be artistic? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be dominant in day-to-day life? Like have control over my life? I know I'm decisive. With is that what it's asking? I mean, sometimes I get indecisive, but at the end of the day, I do know what decision I want to make rather than just like not making a decision. So, yeah, sure. Do you feel that you've got too much time on your hands? No, I don't have enough time. Can you be easily intimidated by others? Not anymore. I used to, but not anymore. Are you easily excitable? No. Well, unless it's certain favorite IPs of mine. Do you enjoy solving complex problems? No, I'd rather not if I could avoid it. Do you have a difficult time relaxing? Why, yes I do. I was talking about that earlier. Would you consider yourself to be high maintenance? Not really. I don't really need a lot. Do you trust easily? No. Would you consider yourself to be an honest person? I'm honest with myself. Yeah. Have you ever told a lie? Of course. Who hasn't lied? Have you ever lied to your best friend? No, I don't really feel the need to hide anything from her. Have you ever lied to your family? Yeah, some people can't handle the truth. Have you lied about any answers during this session? No? Are you wondering why all these questions have got to do with lying? No, I mean, you keep emphasizing honesty. It's all very useful information. Are you a people pleaser? Only at my job. Well, I mean, with my friends too, so I guess, yeah. Do you enjoy being the center of attention? No, I enjoy my obscurity. Do you feel like you've got a good sense of humor? People think I'm funny, so yeah. Do you frighten easily? I startle, but I don't like scream. So no. Wow, that's a bit on the nose. Ooh, jump scare. Well, that was odd. I wonder what that was about. That's probably pretty good place for us to stop the simple segment of our questionnaire and move on to the more gritty questions. This next set of questions will not be yes or no answers. The next portion of our session will be filled with various scenarios that put you smack dab in the middle of vital choice making. We'll see how well you handle your options as you delve deep into each scenario. Remember, the key to all of this is to answer honestly. Let's get started. You're home alone. It's dark and it's storming outside. All of a sudden, there's a knock on your bedroom door. Someone's in your house. Well, what do you do? Grab the closest item that can be used as a weapon. Fortunately, I do have a battle-ready Chinese oxtail saber. So, I'm ready. You meet a homeless woman on the street. She asks you for money. You find it within yourself to give her all the spare change you have. Just as you do, a homeless man approaches asking if you could spare some change. What do? I've got no change left to offer. Yeah, tell the homeless man to ask a woman for some of her change. They're like, well, now she's got some wealth. Well, yeah, I gave her all my spare change, so if he asks her for the spare change, then he technically would have gotten some from me, but through her. Both your mother and your father fall incredibly ill to a life-threatening disease, and there's only enough medicine and facility to save one of your parents, and time is of the essence. What do? Save the medical treatment for myself, man. What a dick move. I'll give it to my mom. I mean, my dad's been, like, complaining that he's not dead yet, so it's just it's kind of hard to feel sympathy for someone like that. You find a case of money tucked away inside of a dumpster. Inside there's 10 solid gold bars and a vial of mysterious liquid. Under the vial there's a note that says the cure for cancer. What do? Turn the case into a professional entity so they can utilize it. Yeah, like who's to say those are actual gold bars? There might be something in the gold bars. I mean, how do you know if it's a solid gold bar? Yeah, it's heavy, but there could be something more in there, and I don't want to unleash some sort of demon or whatever. So here you go. Take it off my hands. I don't want any responsibility for this. What a wasted opportunity. Well, I mean, someone else can take the credit. Again, I enjoy my obscurity. I'm sorry, I know I shouldn't judge. You're stuck alone inside of your house and you're starving to death. You've completely run out of food and no one is coming to save you for weeks. The only potential source of food around you is your family pets. What do? Let my pets eat me so they can survive until help arrives. Well, my iguana is vegetarian, so that wouldn't work. I'll just starve along with my pets. We go down together. Why am I not surprised? Your neighbor's home is on fire, a blazing inferno among smoke emits from the windows. You hear screams for help coming from within, but you can't see past the flames. No one else is around in sight. What do? Call the fire department and keep my distance? I'm not a trained firefighter. I'm not gonna, like, risk my life. Because then I'm just gonna add to the body count. Who'd want... My family wouldn't want that. You're fast asleep in your bed when you're awoken by what sounds like a woman's muffled cries from somewhere in your room. You quickly realize it's coming from under your bed. Well, what do? Yeah, fuck this shit, I'm out. I mean, I keep my sword under my bed, so either way, I want to get out of here. She's got my sword, what do you want me to do? A man in a fancy suit approaches you while you're walking down the street. He pulls a watch from his pocket and hands it to you. He claims that when the watch stops ticking, it marks the moment your time runs out on this earth. What do? Tell him you already got 3 of them as a toy in your Happy Meal. Decline the offer because... I mean, what's the benefit of knowing when you'll die? It's like... No one knows when they're gonna die, so it motivates you to do more with your life rather than, just watch the clock. You're sitting at home, playing a game on your PC, when all of a sudden someone grips and squeezes your shoulder firmly from behind. What do? Immediately jump up, turn around, scream and stay in terror, spin around with a vicious elbow to whoever's behind you. Tell them to squeeze harder, use a nice massage. Yep, vicious elbow, it is. Was that gonna be you, Fate? Are you asking me out? You're sitting in the bathtub, trying to relax when a hand emerges from the water. What do? Jump out of the bath and run as fast as you can. Give it a firm handshake. Oh, jeez. Jump out, yeah. You get out of bed and immediately fall down a deep, dark hole. A man is standing above you, looking down, telling you to put lotion on your skin while he watches. What do? Start slathering yourself and ask him if he'll come down and help apply the lotion. But then we'll both be stuck forever. But I mean, if you're gonna take me down, I'll take you down with me, You're sitting at home alone, again. All of a sudden, your door slams shut. You see it before your very eyes and you know no one is home and it couldn't have been a gust of wind. What do? I mean, a weapon's not gonna do much against a poltergeist, so jump up and try to climb out the window. I mean, I have no way to defend against that, so just get out. Someone you've known for many years but have no attraction to tells you that they've had a massive crush on you for a long time. What do? Oh boy, this brings back memories. This is basically my first boyfriend. And, I mean, ask him out on a date, who knows what might happen. Yeah, that didn't... Well, I mean, my second boyfriend was... Both my former ex-boyfriends were like that as well. The first one ended on a bad note, but the second one, like, we broke it off amicably, so I'm like... Yeah, who knows? So you're one of those types. I mean, there's no harm in giving it a try, And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. And if we end up not being friends because of it, it's like, maybe it was just meant to be. Your dog starts randomly barking into the darkest corner of your living room. There doesn't appear to be anything there, but your dog insists on escalating to growls. What do you do? Stand and stare at the corner to see if anything moves. None of these are very self-defense oriented. I guess my curiosity would make me want to stare at it. Maybe I was I was thinking about that. Maybe he's barking at a massive spider that I can't see. See a massive spider in your room the size of your hand. What do you do? I have actually had this happen to me. I fell asleep one night, and usually I sleep in total darkness, so I turned off the light, went to bed, and then I felt this brush across my face, and I was like, that's not my hair. Got up, turned on the lights, and there really was like a massive spider the size of my hand. And that night, my aunt came over to visit, so she brought her son too, so I got my cousin, and I was like, dude, there's a fucking spider on my bed. And he's like, okay, I'll get it. And then he saw it, he's like, oh, fuck this shit, I'm out. I'm like, oh, really? And then my aunt comes in, like, what's the commotion? And she saw the spider, and I had put like a container on it to keep it from going anywhere. And she's like, oh, just give me the pillow. She grabbed the pillow with the container, like, carefully, took it outside, she like flung it out. And yeah, I did not sleep well that night. So I guess we're moving out now. Try to capture the life for science. Yeah, something the size of my hand, I would not smash it because, one, it could be strong enough to survive, and two, it's gonna make such a mess, and that's not a mess I want to clean up. So I'll capture it to let it out, and this is the only option that's close enough, so yep. Ha. Your closest family member tells you that they're a serial killer. What do you do? Try to convince them that they need help. Because that's not a healthy... I mean, I know I've mentioned in the previous test and this one that, like, I have no hesitation when it comes to killing another human being, but I recognize that that's purely in self-defense. Being a serial killer is not a self-defense thing. It's like you're actively going out and hunting people. So, yeah, you need help. If you found out that you only had one day left to live, what do you do? Not tell anyone at all. Yep, this is pretty much the same answer I had in the previous test. Alright then. If one of your pets started speaking to you and told you that they've got a dire warning that they were going to die if you didn't let them eat all the ice cream in the freezer, what would you do? Don't give him ice cream. You're not gonna fall for that one. Yeah, Gojira, my iguana, she would definitely die from that. So no, I'm like, no, that's too much sugar. Have a banana. If all of a sudden you could start hearing other people's thoughts and the person next to you was thinking about mugging you and stealing your money, what would you do? Tell them you don't think mugging you is a good idea. Yeah, that's a surefire way to get them to stop, because they're like, you can read my mind, and they're gonna be the ones to move away while I sit there. Your best friend comes to you and tells you that they just accidentally killed someone and they don't want to go to prison. What do you do? Convince them to turn themselves in. Again, this is not something you can run away from. Just face up to the consequences. It was an accident, so I mean, your sentence is not going to be that bad compared to someone who's a serial killer. You're driving in your car and you accidentally run someone over. You're pretty sure that they're okay, but the fact that their head is clearly detached from their body suggests this is probably just wishful thinking. What do you do? I'm gonna turn myself in. I mean, I already know you're watching me. I think it's time we move on to the next portion of our test. The following questions that shall be asked of you are would you rather style questions. Imagine you've got a gun to your head and you absolutely must choose an answer, no matter how uncomfortable that may be. Let's get started, shall we? Would you rather be loved by all or feared by all? Well, love. If people fear me, then they want to kill me. Would you rather never get angry or never get jealous? I mean, anger is like a very fleeting emotion, and when I do get angry, like I get over it pretty quickly. Jealousy is like, that one's more toxic, I would say. because then it's like you never think to improve yourself. You're just always thinking about like what other people have and why don't you have it, you know? So yeah, I'd rather never get jealous. Would you rather be held in high regard by your parents or by your friends? My friends, my parents are already disappointed in me, and nothing I do is gonna change that. Would you rather live in space or under the sea? Oh, space. Would you rather donate your body to science or donate your organs to people who need them? I mean, I already have this on my driver's license. Donating my organs. I mean, if they're still good, they're still gonna. I still live on in someone else. Rather, compared to in science, it's like they're just. It's like a one-time use thing, and it won't necessarily benefit anyone. So yeah, I donate it to other people. Would you rather go to jail for 5 years for something you didn't do, or get away with something horrible you did but always live in fear of being caught? This is a tough one. Because living in fear, it's like then you just spend the rest of your life in misery because you're always paranoid. Whereas if you're going to jail, it's like, I mean, that sucks too. But I mean, that's just 5 years compared to living the rest of your life paranoid, so yeah, sure, I'll go to jail. Would you rather work at a horrible job that you hate, too late, but retire comfortably in 10 years from now, or would you rather have your dream job but have to work until the day you die? I mean, if you have your dream job, one, permanent, like, income security, and two, it's your dream job, so you're always going to love it. Whereas if you're working a horrible job for 10 years, yeah, it is only just 10 years, but I mean, the dream job is like, if I'm already enjoying it and I'm getting paid for it for the rest of my life, why not? That's a pretty good deal. Have my dream job forever. Would you rather every shirt you'll ever wear be somewhat itchy or be able to use, or only able to use one ply toilet paper? I can do one ply, just fold it up, you know, that it works. Now it becomes a two ply, and then you fold it up, it becomes a four ply. So it's like, adapt, you know? Would you rather have skin that changes colors depending on your mood, or have tattoos appear on your body that depict what you did yesterday? So do I want to be a Polynesian or a chameleon? I mean, if I have color changing skin, then people will always know, oh, she's angry. Look at the color. But then I'll just be like a walking mood ring, which isn't all that great. But do I want to be an Oompa Loompa? The tattoo thing sounds kind of cool. Then you have like your body is like a record of your life accomplishments or stuff, so that'd be kind of cool. Would you rather shit every time you orgasm or orgasm every time you see a dog? So do I have uncontrollable bowels or am I a furry? I'll take being a furry over having an uncontrollable bowel. If your partner switched bodies with one of your parents and the only way to get them to switch back was to have sex with one of them, would you rather have sex with your partner in your parent's body or have sex with your parent in your partner's body? What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong? Yeah. Just answer the question. Okay, I would rather have sex with my partner, because at least my partner would only have that memory, even though I'm the one suffering. But at least it's like, it's between us rather than me and my parents. So, yes. That one had no bearing on your results. I was just curious. Oh, you dick. I think we've answered enough of these types of questions, as I'm sure you'd agree. We're going to end the test with a short series of final questions giving simple answers. We'll get started now. Out of the following options, which number do you like the most? It's 3. 3's a nice number. Out of the following options, which color resonates with you best at this exact moment? I guess green. Feeling pretty Slytherin today. Out of the following options, which creature are you the least comfortable around? It's a hard tie between spiders and scorpions. Because spiders, like, they just bite you, but scorpions, they can pinch you and sting you and possibly bite you. So I would say scorpions. The following options, which flavor is your favorite? I like chocolate, but I also like mint. Vanilla's good too. Yeah, I'm down with some chocolate. The following options, which do you personally value the most? I like freedom because I'm educated enough to know the consequences of my actions, so I'm able to make careful decisions. Money is fleeting. Value always changes. Friends and family, I mean, you can't change your family, but you can change your friends. So you're always going to have friends, but the freedom to choose your friends and who you relate to as a family. Yeah, I would go with freedom. The following options, which could you most live without? Not all my family is bad though. I can go without money. Which out of the following options, which statement is the most accurate? I am caring because I am ugly and scared of a lot of stuff. The following options, which are you most afraid of? Living forever. Because immortality sucks, because then you're just going to be watching your friends and family die around you, and then times will change, your hometown will change, the world will change, and you're just like this constant watching things go by, and it's just very a lonely existence. We're almost finished, but I've just got one final question for you. Have you ever punched a nun? No, you really ought to try it sometime. It can really take the edge off. Alright, we're done here. I'm through with you. Oh, are you really? I'm just gonna calculate your results very carefully. I don't want to miss anything important. Trying my absolute hardest not to judge you right now, trying to keep this as professional as possible. Here we go. Based on what you've told me, I've come to a conclusion. This is what I personally believe would be in your best interest to acknowledge, set in motion, and accomplish in order to climb the ladder to happiness in your life. First and foremost, I'd like to start with a blanket statement that everyone truly needs to hear. Something that is taken for granted far more than anything else in life. Something that has such an incredible, unique, irreplaceable value compared to my other thing on this earth. To any other thing in this earth, sorry. And that, my friends, is the value of time. Time is the most valuable form of currency that you will ever hold in life. You can spend time on anyone doing anything for any reason. Now, time can be spent, time can be wasted, and the time can be taken away. But time can never be refunded. Time can never be earned back, and more time can never be gained. Imagine a bank account with all the money you'll ever get to spend in life. Now, imagine not knowing how much money is in your account. Imagine going to the store one day to purchase something you really need and the cashier tells you, "I'm sorry, but you cannot afford that." As a matter of fact, you can never afford anything ever again. We only have so much time and we have no idea just how much or how little we truly have before our bank accounts run dry. And the fact that we get to decide and choose what we spend our time on just shows you how truly special it is when someone spends their time on you. Yeah, I agree with that. So now that we understand the incredible value of time, I'd like to make a suggestion for you personally on how I think you'd be best spending your time in order to achieve what you need most at this current stage in your life. Let's see here. Well now, you just might be one of the most pleasant souls to ever walk this earth. Am I really? The problem is, you're afraid of opening up and showing people the real you. This sounds familiar. And when I say the real you, I don't mean the you that your family and friends know. I mean the you that only someone you could trust with your deepest secrets would ever get to see. You see, you're actually a pretty amazing individual, but you think people are going to judge you way too harshly if they knew you completely. My advice to you would be to open yourself up a bit more and actually show the deepest parts of you more freely. I don't know about that. Even the parts of yourself that you may think people would find very unlikable. You'd be shocked at just how many others are exactly like you, but you're never going to find out unless you take the time to open up to new souls. If you can master this little... Oh, if you can master this little trait and feeling more comfortable opening up, then an entirely new world of opportunity will open up to you as well. I think you'll be very surprised just how much of a positive impact this can have on your life going forward. I hope this information helps you achieve your goals. Your secret word is reveal. Remember this word. This will come in handy. I mean, yep, the previous game said that trust is a pretty big issue with me, but I mean, if you've seen the things I have seen, it's hard to trust people. Take the secret word that was assigned to you at the end of your session and leave it in a comment for us. We will be selecting some of you based on your answers to be included in a future project we're currently working on. If you do not wish to be a part of upcoming projects and leave your secret word out of your comments, we will not select your name. Appreciate any and all comments you leave and will always read them thoroughly. Thank you for taking the time to answer these questions. I know they've been of some help to you, and if they aren't yet, it will all make sense very soon. Trust me on that. One more thing. We greatly appreciate your feedback and support. We've read every single review and comment left for us. We love the conspiracy theories behind the greater meaning of all of this. And in the third and final installment of the test series, all will finally be revealed. But not a single person has been able to figure out what this entire experiment is all about yet. We look forward to reading your thoughts and feelings as it helps shape what we do as we work on future projects to bring the most emotion out of you. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you for everything you do, thank you for playing, and thank you for contributing your secret words to our projects. If you wish to support us further, we would love it if you check out our other titles on our other game section of the title screen. After playing the test Final Revelation, third game in the test trilogy, we also have the testing chamber, which is connected to the test trilogy in a very special and unique way. Okay. In the meantime, the advisor is another interesting experience, as it has a great emphasis on player-developer interaction where you, the player, gets to vote on how the story will be written in future episodes. Your opinions and decisions have a direct impact on the development process and storyline of the Advisor series, and we'd love to read your ideas, thoughts, and contributions. Again, thank you so very much for supporting us in our journey. We truly cannot show our gratitude and appreciation enough for all you do for us. We hope the rest of your day is filled with all the joy and happiness you deserve. Random Studios. Alright, another eye-opening game. But yeah, I mean, so far this has been a very, I mean, like I said, it's an eye-opening series of games. And it's kind of impressive that, like, all the questions they asked really help to individualize the results in such a profound way. I'm kind of curious how they came up with that. So yeah, I mean, the only issue I've had so far is like with the first game with the Plague Doctor. I feel like the previous version that Markiplier and MatPat played, where like it's just a Plague Doctor in a nice clean room. I feel that's a better introduction and presentation into the trilogy, because having the remaster version with all like the blood in the room and stuff, it's like it feels too on the nose. Because I like the transition from like it's like a Plague Doctor, but the room is clean, so it still gives you that feeling of being uncomfortable, because like the room's clean, but there's this Plague Doctor, so something must have happened. So it still gives you that feeling of dread without being like overly on the nose with the horror aspect of it, because it's like that part doesn't get revealed until you start taking the test and answering the questions. And then here it's like, okay, now we're really going more in depth with the questions as well as with the horror aspect to it. I don't know, the remaster wasn't necessary. I feel like the game was fine, and the changes, I don't know, I feel the changes kind of downgraded the experience, because I liked it better when I saw Markiplier and MatPat play it, and it was like I said, the Plague Doctor in a clean room. Like, it doesn't start getting you into the scares until you actually start answering questions. But that's just my opinion. I know like this is something that the developers, Random Studios, decided on after Markiplier and Matt Platt and all these other YouTubers popularized the trilogy. That was a creative decision that they made, and I feel it works better than what they did with the remaster. But again, that's just my opinion. I am looking forward to playing this third game and also the test chamber, because I'm wondering if that's gonna involve the secret words that we've been getting. 'Cause so far mine is gifted and this one's reveal. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing the third game and seeing where everything leads to. I mean, I'm glad this one hasn't crashed. I don't know. I feel like maybe if they didn't remaster the first test, it probably wouldn't have like froze on me as often as it did. But like this one was pretty smooth gameplay. No complaints about that. So until next time, this is Zero Raptor signing off. Laters.